Welcome to Fight Network Studios. John Ramdeen alongside one of the coolest men in combat sports, Kru Alin Halmagean. And Kru, I want to talk about what happened in Croatia. Mirko Cro Cop wins the K-1 Grand Prix, I think stunning a lot of people. It didn't look like he was in the best shape that he's been in throughout his career, but he gets the job done. He was very, very patient, and he didn't let a lot of his opponents bully him, which is the way we've seen to beat Cro Cop.
Man, you know what? It was a great night for Cro Cop, for Croatian kickboxing. The man is a legend. You know, he fought in Pride. He was the Pride champion. He fought in UFC. You know, he didn't do great in MMA and UFC. But for him to come back at his age, at 38, to win the tournament, it's an accomplishment. You know, the competition was tough in the tournament, and he didn't have an easy night. And he proved to everybody that he can still kick. And you know, as the night progressed, he did better and better. And the end of the night, he come on top again. And you know, for Cro Cop fans, there are many around the world. It was a good night. It was good for Croatians, and it was good for K-1 to have one of their original champions, or one of their original fighters that start with the brand to become a champion. So it was great for the sport, and it was good for him.
Kudos to Cro Cop's last opponent, to Ismail Lant, who you know, he looked good in his first two fights, ended up beating Hedzi Gerges, stopped him in the first round of the tournament. But you also have to look at the fact that Cro Cop, he came forward, he looked really good, but the fact is that I like the fact that he didn't get bullied in this fight, and it proves that he still has a number of fights left in him. When we talk about the tournament, I think a lot of people expected Badr Hari to be one of the favorites, but he only had 6 weeks to prepare for this tournament, especially coming out of that 7-month stint in jail. What do you expect from Badr Hari moving forward?
You know what, Badr Hari, he showed up that night and he fought. He was not in the greatest shape. He had a very tough fight, the first fight against Sabendov, and he got injured, unfortunately. But you know, he's going to come back and he's going to do some waves in kickboxing again, because his timing is one of the best in the world. He got the power to knock people out. He does it all the time when he steps in the ring. He knocked his opponent down Friday night a few times, and he looked good for a guy that spent a year and a half in jail. You know, he come out controversially, he come out, he fought, and it would be interesting to see if he didn't get injured and he continued in the tournament, what would happen that night. But those are the great things about the tournaments. You never know what's going to happen. 8 men enter, and you have to have a bit of luck. And the luck was in Croatia, for a Croatian that night. Cro Cop got lucky. You know, he had 3 easier fights than the other bracket, but he prevailed. You know, he went there and he fought and he won that night. He even landed his signature kick in the last fight with Ismail, and kudos to him again.
Yeah, I mean, Cro Cop, again, a big brand for the K-1 organization. So we clearly know that this is a guy that K-1 still wants around. They know that they can make some money, and it gets fans excited because we saw he landed that left high kick, dropped a lung in that round, and I think the crowd was just going crazy. They love watching this guy fight, but for my money, I still have to look at Badr Hari. This guy's one of the most entertaining fighters in all of combat sports. He's a giant at 6'5". He comes forward, and I think he was just he was over-aggressive, I think, trying to end things early against Samedov, and I think that was to his detriment.
You know what? No doubt, Badr Hari is the people's champion. He is the golden boy of kickboxing. People all over the world are going to want this guy to want to see him fight. He comes in, he's looking for knockout all the time, you know, and he's been around for a long time. He's still young. And it'd be interesting to see what the world of kickboxing is going to see from this man in the future, because like we said here, he comes in, he wants to come forward, he wants to knock people out, and this is what the fight sports love to see.
One of the future stars of the kickboxing world, Tyrone Spong, going to be in action against one of the most decorated kickboxers in the sport, and Remy Bonyaski, and you can see it live right here on Fight Network this Saturday. What do you make of this matchup? It's kind of the old versus the new. Has Bonyaski just seen too many fights? Will he be able to handle the speed and the youth of Spong?
Again, Remy Bonyaski, you know, he had a long layoff. He come back. He fought 3 fights since his return to the kickboxing world, and he didn't look great. But he's one of the most exciting kickboxers in the world. And but he's gonna have his hands full with the king of the ring, with Tyrone Spong. I'm a big fan of this guy since he started fighting. He fought at 70 kilograms, 75 kilograms, and he cleaned up the division. That's why he moved to heavyweight a few years ago. And man, Tyrone Spong, the textbook fighter, great body punches, and this is going to be a great fight, man. Like, if you're a fan of kickboxing, you don't want to miss this fight here on Fight Network Live.
That is right. Glory 5 goes down from London, England, right here live on Saturday.